You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. All right. We have a Clary test request, and if you have a Clary test request, and $35 as it is right now, you can hire me at Asshole Consulting to tell you what I think of people and whether or not they should run for public office and whether I'd want to have a beer with them. Hi, Cappy. I noticed in some of your videos you were wearing an Alabama hat. I'm wondering if you could do a video response on Nick Saban. As someone who has lived in Alabama and attended Auburn, I'm sure you are aware of the rivalry. I am not. I will let me know how much by PayPal. Let me explain to you how little I am concerned about the sports bowl and why I have or had the Alabama hat. My old man will go down to Alabama for winter, and I do know you got to pick a team. Otherwise, they'll send a hit squad after you and run you off the road and piss on your ashes after they're done burning you. So it's Alabama. He got the Alabama hat. So he then gets me an Alabama hat. And I visited. I remember the time I was doing this. I was driving an RV across the country because I was told there's no way you can make it to Florida and back to Vegas by this time. Watch me. And it was kind of funny because it was late at night and I was on the interstate. He said, "Oh, I'll meet you up at the interstate." It was like 11 p.m. And he was tired. He just gave me the hair. I'm like, "Oh, thanks. Tuition money and food would have been great back then, but I'll take this, $12 hat or whatever." So I saved it and hide the living hell. That was kind of my go-to hat, and then it bleached out. I still got it, and so I kind of use that when I go and work outside. And so there's that. So a lot of people kept saying "Roll Tide, Roll Tide." I'm like, who are they talking to? Because had an A. And for the longest time, I thought I meant Auburn. And the only reason I thought I meant Auburn is because I attended the Ludwig von Mises Institute, 25 years ago for a summer program. And I thought, oh, it's Auburn, A for Auburn. And that is a crime punishable by death in the South if you screw up Auburn with Alabama. And the final time that I was knocked out of my ignorance of Southern U.S. Throwy ball, we're down Kansas City. And we went to this brunch place. It's kind of a higher end place. My buddy lives down there. So this is okay. This is kind of higher end. And I was not dressed very well. I do remember that. And I had my hat, my Auburn hat or Alabama. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a bunch of dumb jocks throwing a ball around. And hopefully some of them get drafted for the real deal. Super hypersonic young kid I was talking to. "Oh, you getting excited for football?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. I think it's the most dreadfully boring thing to watch. I'd rather play the sport." "Oh." I said, "Why?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm into college football." I'm like, "Oh, college, not even the real football." I just don't care. So anyway, at the fancy place, got my hat. I think I want to go up to the bar to get a drink because I had to go to the bar for something. So here is this very dapper, very polished black gentleman in a suit. And I honestly think, because it was Sunday, I do remember that. I'm thinking like, Sunday suit, guy might be a pastor. And just, some guys carry themselves with an air, not necessarily of authority, but refinement. This guy was higher class than me. And so I order the thing, and he looks over and say, "Hey, Roll Tide." I'm like, yeah, the thing people keep saying around me. And he says, "What do you think of Nick Saban?" And I said, "Who's Nick Saban?" And he looks at me and he says, "He's the coach for Alabama." And I say, "Oh, the hat, because of Alabama, the A." And I thought still Auburn, Alabama, not wherever the hell Crimson Tide plays. I don't know. Is it Birmingham where they play? I don't know. And he says he's the coach for Alabama. I say, "Oh yeah, the hat." I said, Yeah, my dad just got me the hat. I just wear it when I don't want to comb my hair. And the look on this posh, dapper, older than me, obvious, just this better man, frankly, than me. Just the shame. And he's like, oh. I'm like, I better figure out what the hell this hat means. So it's Alabama. I still don't know what town. Is it Mobile? Where do they play? Because Auburn is Auburn. That's a separate thing. I still don't know where the Crimson Tide rolls. I have no idea. So I had to look at it like, oh, well, yeah, they got quite a legacy going on. Very good football team, and football is very popular down in the South. And, your group of big guys threw it, did better than the other guys with the throw. In Florida, Florida, man. Dude, the Gators, am I right? Those guys, huh? How about them trying to throw the ball to their own people? Holy cow. Yeah. So, anyway, but then, I haven't worn it out because it was my good, but it got pretty bleached. So I looked into Nick Saban a while ago because people kept mentioning him. And, oh yeah, really good coach. Yeah, I mean, no doubt about that. But so now we'll do a Clary test on Nick Saban. All right, Nick Saban. Born 1951, American football coach who has been the head football coach at the University of Alabama since 2007. Saban previously served as head coach of National Football League's Miami Dolphins, the three universities: Louisiana State University, Michigan State University, University of Toledo. Saban is considered by many to be the greatest coach in college football history. LSU Tigers to the BCS National Championship. Okay, crap, I don't care about. Let's go to its early life and education. I'm going to presume he worked hard. I presume I'd like to hang out with the guy and have a beer. And I just don't want to talk about football. I really don't want to talk about football. Born in Fairmont, West Virginia, to Mary and Nick Lou Saban Sr. Grew up with sister Diana. Graduated from Monaga High School. Small. And here's where Wikipedia people think your ancestry is important. He played quarterback, 1968 West Virginia State Championship team. This is probably before they had all the protection. Teammates were some other guy I don't know who went to star the West Virginia Mountaineers and played in the Canadian Football League. 1971, married Terry Constable, also from West Virginia. He graduated Kentucky bachelor's degree in business. He is grandfathered in under the Boomer Clause, because back then you could go to college and it actually meant something. Just played football some more. He and a roommate avoided being part of the Kent State shootings. Oh, very interesting. When they decided not to be dicks. When they decide not to be agitators. Imagine that. The guys with the guns, don't piss them off, huh? I don't know. I'm no safety expert. I'm not Dr. David Perodin. But it would seem to me that if the National Guard is deployed and they have rifles, maybe I should just F with them. Maybe I should just leave them alone. Your graduate school. Oh, he went to graduate school. Man, maybe he just went straight to the leagues. So he went to... I'm going to assume he didn't come from wealth. Just doesn't sound like it. Usually they say, oh, parents were senators and mom was a chief librarian. 1975, Saban earned a master's degree in sports. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you get half a point, buddy. Saban earned his master's degree in sports administration. They had that back then, huh? Sports administration, huh? His dad passed away early. Okay, you get half a degree. Shame. 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 Early coaching career. Saban had not intended to enter the coaching ranks until Don James hired him as a graduate assistant at Kent State while Saban waited for his wife to graduate. He later served as assistant coach, several schools, Syracuse, Ohio State, blah, blah, blah. All right, so he graduated 73, then went to grad school. So what did he do? See, this is why I wish you guys would add things. He worked as a waiter. You know, he probably picked up a job there and there sometime, right? Oh, wait a minute now. Hang on. Did he go to grad school? Well, no, 75 Vietnam War was over, so he probably wasn't draft dodging. So he went, I started coaching, and look, I'm not a big fan of the sports ball, college or professional. But you're a coach. It's a real job. It's real work. I mean, it might be a little bit more fun. And certainly with Alabama, it's a real job. I mean, that you got to be paying attention there. So he's got a long and varied coaching history there. After the 1987 season, Kent State passed over Saban for its vacant head coaching position and hired Dick Crum. Saban was then hired assistant Houston Oilers. So then he's off to his career there. Brown State, LSU. Okay, so then he kept winning. Personal life. Devout Catholic, attends Mass before that. The Sabans attend the thing. Croatian. Okay, here, are we gonna... distant cousins. I'm just seeing if there's like any insight to his background, like he didn't come from wealth or anything. I'm just going to assume he didn't come from wealth. Him and his wife married 45. Look at that. Married 45 years. That's great. Saban's go find Nick's kids. Outside football, Saban keeps in touch with his players, taking a mentoring role of former players. Good for him. Now, did he retire? Tide's been for 2022, so I guess he's still working. Contract extension with Alabama runs to the 2028 season. All right, well, good for him. He keeps on going on. All right. Did he come from wealth? Unless I hear otherwise, no. Did he major in dumb crap? There is the boomer clause, but I can only tolerate so much BS. And sports management, yeah, buddy, you get half a point. So you got half a point there. Does he have real world working experience? Yeah. What's he doing now? Still working. So he gets half a point. That's a very good. By the way, the Clary test is you want a low score. It's like golf. So half a point. Should he run for office? Hell yeah. I think he should. Or he could if he wanted to. Would I like to have a beer with him? Sure, I wouldn't mind having a beer with the guy. I mean, not his coaching record is phenomenal, impressive, the best, everything. I'm more impressed he's married 45 years and sounds like a devout Catholic and has some principles. Not even necessarily religious. It just sounds like he's a good, upstanding, principled man. And he stays in contact with the old players. I mean, he just sounds like a good guy. All right, so there you go. Still don't know anything about. Where are they? Hang on, maybe I should find out where does Alabama play? Bryant Denny Stadium, University of Tuscaloosa. All right, they're in Tuscaloosa. Where's Tuscaloosa? What's that? That's not. Is that a big? AL. I don't think I've been there. Been through Birmingham. Come on, load up, computer. There you go. Oh, it's just outside Birmingham. Oh, it's kind of. Oh, there's Montgomery. Oh yeah, Mobile's way down there. Where's Auburn? Oh, there it is. That's right by the board. Okay. Yep. I know absolutely nothing about Southern football. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's go to the super chance. Ron, you don't send me stuff. I don't take stuff. Nonstop Dre, $2. Dude, bro, do you even sports ball, bro, with that hat? No, that's why I maybe should just break it out. People keep saying roll tide. I say, why do people keep saying that? I would know now, but I could play dumb. I say, why do people why do people keep saying roll tide? What you got the hat? What hat? This hat? I just picked it up I picked it up at Goodwill. No, I don't watch football. Why? Is this important? Should do it in the South. What? Okay, I gotta ask something. Why do people keep telling me to roll tide? What? Your hat. What about what? This? What is it? It's Alabama. They say roll tide. Why is it? See, I could even. Why does the tide come in Mobile, Alabama a lot? What is it? No, it's not Mobile. It's Tuscaloosa. Where's Tuscaloosa? Oh, I could just so F with these people. You guys got to do it when you're down south. You get one of these guys who is an Alabama fan. Roll Tide. Why did they say Roll Tide? Is it like because they're playing in Mobile, Alabama, and the tide came in or something? Well, I don't get it. What? Just put quarters in those machines, man. Just keep putting quarters in those machines. For JM Scoopy, where did the Lowe's video go? I had to take it down because I realized that if I talked about what I wanted to talk about, it would probably violate community standards and probably some principles. What few I do have, where there would be a victim involved. I'm like, oh, that guy doesn't deserve that. No. There would be a person involved. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. So that's why I took it down. I'll maybe make the point again sometime about how corporations have got to give up on the virtue signaling and the political marketing, especially in today's labor force that is impaired and crippled and dysfunctional. Where, look, you got to focus on just delivering good products at a good price for normal people. We don't need your virtue signaling. So that is the larger takeaway. But yeah, that's where that video went. I was like, oh yeah, I can't do it. So it has been lost to the YouTubes forever. I know Alabama is named the Crimson Tide. I got it, and I know they play in Tuscaloosa. I'm saying to agitate Alabama fans, you could wear an Alabama hat and play dumb, and people would say roll tide, and you say, why does everyone keep saying to roll tide? Like, because you're an Alabama hat. I'm like, well, yeah, but does the tide come in Mobile when they're playing? Like, was there historical? They used to play on the beach in Mobile, and then the tide came in, and they'd roll the tide. And did have them see come. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.